Awareness. What's your population base? What are we talking about here? 26 grand. 26,000 people.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Not that much. Not that your density is not that great. And you're one of the things that we'll talk about later on is the community. But I'll just go through this real quick. Your current stockpiles. I've done analyses. It's pretty regular across the board. Normally about 72 hours is what regions have. I think you guys are actually in a lot worse condition than that now. Your stockpiles, your commercial stockpiles are very, very thin here. You're only slightly below that 72-hour line. And you also have, at least from what I've seen, you have professional stockpilers, what the government likes to call hoarders here. You've got professionals. They know what to do. They know when something's up, what's going to be cleared from the shelves. And they've always got that wad of cash to go ahead and clean it up before anyone else does. Surface capacity. What that means, this is a term used in primitive living situations. So you don't have to dig for it, mine for it, pump it, nothing. What is available directly on the surface? You actually have excellent water resources around here. Really good topsoil. Well developed. Agriculturally, you guys are okay. Government assets. Is there a, what interest in the form of dollars does the federal government have right here on the ground? Do they have an armory? Do they have a clinic? Do they have a school? Do they have anything that federal dollars went to? Anything, anything, anything. You got to see it because that provides legal impetus. You actually have something much worse than federal presence here. You guys are in, you've got Nathan Haley. What is it, good old Bill and Obama signed over some 93 million acres to a global conservancy, and you're sitting right in the middle of it.
Say that again.
There's a global conservancy. Literally, the UN already has signed by treaty, has the right. They have legal interests to be here. You cannot refuse them, period. Now, they can only be here for a very, very limited purpose. But they're here literally to protect the trees from you. And they have the legal, by international treaty, to be there. So you're talking about several, if it ever happened, I've already got an analysis on here in terms of actual boots on the ground, what you can expect. So you've got a check, counter-check position here. But you have a unique position. Very, very few places in Western North Carolina because you're surrounded by it. You're a little island of freedom in the middle of the UN. In the middle of global interests, right smack in the middle, which means also, see, this is the real funny part, this is the real interesting part, you have to look into it to find lines. How much rights do they have? Do they have an actual legal easement to the roads themselves? So you can't even, the sheriff, see that's the thing. The sheriff is normally the highest law in the land. Inside of your county, he has more power than the federal government. Inside of his county, if he stands, as long as he stands with that power, he can always hand it off. You can say, wow, FBI, you're smarter than I am. You should take care of this. He can always do that. But if he's got a set, and if he loves his people, no, he's the man. And he keeps that position. He owes that to you. But, in the middle of a UN-occupied zone, Sheriff's got nothing. He has to work through a liaison. So you've got a real unique problem. Someone needs to study it and see where the actual lines are drawn for you guys. Real unique set of problems here.
Well, who's going to do that?
You are. You are. That's what you're here for, to figure out your preparedness. Preparedness is a lot more than beans and rice, fellas. It is. Because you're not trying to stay alive. We're trying to keep that alive. You're a piece of that fabric. If that doesn't make it, you're already gone.
Okay, at the risk of sounding stupid, how do you go about researching this?
I found everything I did on the interwebs. And yes, you have to verify. But you mostly want to find stuff out of their own mouth. Find their own studies, their own contingency, their own operations. They say it themselves. I mean, you guys know Agenda 21? You guys are not in Agenda 21 community, by the way. But Agenda 21 is another one of those projects that are huge, nefarious, methods that the globe can make an area between a sidewalk and a road part of a global conservancy. They can literally usurp power from private ownership at the global level.